We good?
Yeah.
Hello everybody and welcome back to a non-episode of Just a Fitness Tip. No idea what's going to happen today. It's going to be a different show than our usual format. We are in the restaurant Wings in Edinburgh. Jason, how are you feeling today?
I'm excited. I'm clearly more excited than you, who spent the whole morning, it feels like a walk to the gallows watching Mitch sit here. But I'm excited, Mitch. We're here to do a kind of hot wings challenge, aren't we?
Yeah, so we're not kind of completely ripping off a well-known YouTube channel, Hot Ones First We Feast. It's a nice little nod.
Should we say homage?
Yeah, we'll go with that. A nice little nod with a fitness twist to it as well. Yeah.
Just a fitness twist, you could say.
There we go. We've got the name of the show. We didn't even plan it. Okay.
We're here with Daniel from Wings, and what Daniel's going to do is he's going to talk us through a selection of the fantastic sauces they have here at Wings, starting off with relatively, shall we say, palatable, tame ones, and escalating to the point of insanity. Yeah, I'm excited. Are you excited?
Yeah, I am.
Are you good with hot stuff?
I'm going to be honest.
You work with me, so...
I like hot food, but when it gets to a certain level, it's not enjoyable, is it? Like, I am genuinely quite nervous about today.
So we've got some challenging, exploratory, eye-opening questions for each other, don't we?
Yeah, highbrow questions.
Yeah, so hopefully some of the listeners, viewers, can find out a little bit more about us while we're put in this challenging position.
Yeah.
All right.
Should we go for it?
Let's do it.
First one, Daniel, you're up, mate. Which
You're
one
up.
have you got?
Alrighty, so yeah, there's not too much to worry about on your first sauce. A lot of the sauces we've got here are newer ones. So this one is caramelized onion buffalo sauce, so it's our standard buffalo sauce.
Would you have a wee dip?
Yeah, I mean, go down on it.
I'm going to jump in with my first question, Mitch.
Go with that.
So question number one for me. If you were stuck on a desert island and you had to construct one piece of gym equipment from what you could find around you, what would you build?
Do you know what? I'm gonna throw a curveball out here, and because I know you hate CrossFit, I'm gonna go down the CrossFit route here, and I'm gonna stick to calisthenic work. Thoroughly boring, but bodyweight workouts. All I need is a branch. If I've got a branch, I can do some pull-ups, kipping pull-ups. Your favourite. I could do kind of muscle ups as well. Yeah, I'm sticking.
You can't do muscle ups.
I really can't do muscle ups. Right, I'm going to ask my question now. Okay, so you are in an Edinburgh Pure Gym, and it all kicks off. So I know you're a big wrestling fan, Jason.
I am.
You can choose one ex-professional wrestler from the WWF generation to back you up in this brawl that's kicking off in Pure Gym. Who would you choose and why?
I think I'd have to go, because I'm an entertainer, I'm a performance artist, Stone Cold Steve Austin. If you've ever seen Stone Cold Steve Austin beat Booker T up in the supermarket, the best thing ever. And I think it'd be good for a bit of content as well, wouldn't it? Me and Stone Cold battering people in Pure Gym.
Solid answer.
Brilliant. Right, shall we move on to number two?
I think we should, yeah.
Let's do it.
What we've got here is our we've got a base sriracha, which we've not got for you. This is our new improved sriracha. It's a mango and ginger sriracha. Still kind of on your milder side, a little bit spicier than what you had before, but still completely tolerable.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Completely tolerable. That's how I like my hot sauce. Cheers, man. Thank you.
And my podcasts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are your hands shaking?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
You're right, it is completely tolerable.
See, that one's starting to get you can tell it's hot sauce because there's a little bit of a kick to it.
We're going to pick a picture. We did a deep dive into each other's Instagram accounts.
Yeah.
We're going to pick a picture and I'm going to ask the other person to explain it. We've got this lovely picture here. Explain to us why you're wearing long johns, first of all.
Yeah.
And why you've deviated from that classic naughties haircut today. Give us a bit of background on this picture.
Okay, so the picture on the left, do you know what? I'm going to be honest, I've got some long johns on today as well.
Whoa!
I was surprised you didn't get a picture of me with my top off, but I'll take that.
That would be low-hanging fruit.
I think as a PT it's always good to kind of show your worth as well, so you kind of do know what you're talking about. But yeah, I also, the main reason I do transformation posts is there tends to be quite a few years between the posts that I do. It's not like a 6 weeks transformation, it's This has taken me
10 years.
7, 8 years of progress to build like a very small amount of muscle. So yeah, I always just like to be real with my posts and tell people that the journey's going to take way longer than you think it will.
Words to live by.
This is a picture of you in the Blue Peter Studios, I believe.
It is. How did you tell? This was a few years ago actually, and it was a little bit of a kind of, I don't want to say dream come true, but you know, when we were kids, Blue Peter was a lot bigger than it is today. Figuratively and literally, the studio was tiny. Got the famous Blue Peter badge, which is now a fantastic conversation at parties. They asked me to cover up my tattoos, and I was like, why? And they were like, we don't know, it's just BBC policy. And I was like, well, that's discrimination. But I thought, you know what? Rather than kick up a fuss, rather than get kicked off Blue Peter, because admittedly I needed them more than they needed me, I thought, right, it's live TV. We can play with this. Had my hoodie on, did the demonstration, and then when I got interviewed, whipped it off and exposed my tattoos. I couldn't honestly be a tattooed person and say there's nothing wrong with being tattooed, but then pander to the BBC. I mean, I'm not the poster boy for the best people to be tattooed, obviously. But I just think you have to normalise these things, you have to expose people to these things, and just kind of pandering to that kind of stereotyping. Wasn't up for it, Mitch, but I got my Blue Peter badge, and I got a fantastic Instagram post out of it. Right.
Next wing.
Next one, let's do it, Daniel, let's do it.
We have got the sauce we've called Maelstrom.
Whoa.
We're calling it a flavour-driven hot sauce, so we're getting a little bit hotter, but the worst is yet to come.
Whoa, I like it. Building the
Easy
climate.
there. Thanks, mate. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Question number 3. If you could train one body part with anyone, dead or alive, who would you train with and which body part would you do? And I have put an example here of e.g. chest day with Nelson Mandela.
I'm not one to train as a typical bro bodybuilder and do like an arm day, but I think I'd choose an arm day if I was doing it with like a well-known person. I'll go with my favourite ever actor, Denzel Washington. I've always said that if there was a film made about my life, I'd like Denzel Washington to play me. I don't know if that's inappropriate to say, but I just think he's an awesome actor. Everyone always says he's a nice guy that works with him. And also, I think he was rated to have like one of the most symmetrical faces ever.
Really?
Yeah. This might be completely wrong, but I think I read this somewhere.
I wonder if his arms are symmetrical as well.
So yeah, I think I'm going for that. I'm going arm day with Denzel Washington.
What I love about that is that you have imagined, you've imagined a film about your life.
Yep.
And you've imagined that film with Denzel Washington living your life.
Cool, right, so my question for you. So this is a bit of a 2-part question, okay? So the first part, ironically, you chatted about tattoos, and we're going to cover that topic again. So what would your advice be for me for getting my first piece of artwork? Just a nice little soundbite.
I would say, if you make it something that is meaningful to you, so it's not just an aesthetic decision, it's going to have much more longevity to it. I think you've spoken before about talking about Iron Man tattoos, which you always go on about. Iron Man tattoos, but that's significant to you. There's a whole process there, like you think about your training. It obviously parlays into this idea of you being a personal trainer and stuff like that. So there's plenty of meaning there.
You seem to have created quite a buzz around one aspect of my social media profile.
Oh.
Now, whenever I post a picture where I don't have my top on, everyone sends you a message encouraging you to berate me for it.
That's true.
Yeah. So if you had to choose between getting a tattoo of me topless or Katie Price doing goat yoga, which would you choose?
Well, I feel like there's a lot of room for mistakes with the Katie Price and the goat yoga. So I'm gonna go with the Michael Ujoa topless tattoo. I can imagine it like Steve-O. You know how Steve-O has himself tattooed? You'd be like, or you'd be doing like a really serious, smouldering look.
I can have my mustache that I currently have as well if you want.
Oh, I think that would do it.
Okay.
And the hat. But no top.
So.
Right.
Next sauce?
Next one.
Right, so this one is a Wings classic. For a long time, this was the hottest sauce we had on our menu. We rated it like 5 flames. We've made a lot of hotter ones since, but yeah, this is our standard sort of straight up habanero hot sauce tap saf.
Oh, thank you, tap saf. Oh, get that right on there, man.
See, I'm being really conservative with my pouring of the sauce, and you're just kind of going for it.
Mmm.
It's definitely got more of a kick. Yeah,
Right.
that one's definitely a lot hotter.
It's grown on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
While you're coming to terms with that, Mitch, what's your earliest memory of exercise?
I guess, so I did kickboxing when I was younger for like 7 years. But I think before I went to kickboxing, I was a big, once again, WWE fan, which was WWF then at the time.
Legend.
And me and my brother used to, it was like an excuse to beat the crap out of each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so we were in my brother's bedroom and we were like pretend wrestling. And my brother picked me up and did the rock bottom on me and we snapped his bed in half. Yeah. I'm sure you've done something like that as well, haven't you? Like this.
Yeah, except I was 30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Me and Daniel went to school. I don't think I ever gave you a Stone Cold Stunner though. Phil Morton. We used to Stone Cold Stunner Phil Morton. Shout out Phil Morton if he's watching.
So my next question to you is, what is your most embarrassing gym story?
I was lying on the ground with a medicine ball and doing a kind of throw, so like an explosive press, and I missed it, and it hit me in the face. And I thought, I'll style it out. You know, whenever you get hit or you hurt yourself, the best way to style it out, top tip, is just to pretend you're fine. So I was on the floor and I got up and I was just, kind of laughed it off. And it was at that point I saw a drop of blood hit the floor. I was like, oh no, my nose is bleeding. It was at
Did anyone see it?
It was at that point I realised I hadn't styled it out. Yeah, there was loads of people in the gym. So even if they hadn't seen me smash myself in the face with a medicine ball, they definitely saw my face gushing with blood and me pretending that it wasn't happening. So that was pretty embarrassing. And it was, after a while I thought, this is impractical, so I have to go home. And I went home. Wait, I feel like you should just tell us yours.
I'm not going to get to tell you all my story, but all I would say is I had a bit of a dodgy stomach and I was squatting that day. We'll leave it there. Okay. Right, next sauce.
Onwards.
It's our extra hot habanero sauce, and we just called it 8 flames because it's 3 flames hotter than tap. So that's
Brilliant.
it's got a slightly different spice blend going on, so it does have a little bit of a different flavour.
Right, Mitch, are you ready for 8 flames? 8 Flames would be a good name for like a metal band.
It would.
I'm gonna go for it. Look, there we go.
You really are slathering these on.
Yeah, man.
I like it.
No half measures. It's good.
It's definitely hotter.
Are you ready for your final question?
I think so. It's really hotter. Yeah, go for it.
If you were approached by a supplement company to produce a branded supplement, what would it be and what would you call it? You might have to get on the milk actually. It's a grower.
This one's a lot hotter than the last. So what was it? So if I make any supplement.
If you're approached by a supplement company, it lingers.
Well, seeing as there's only like 2 supplements that are worth taking, being creatine. Wow.
Was it?
I got it all over my lips again. Creatine or like a protein supplement. So I think I'd go for a protein supplement. Being lactose intolerant, I think I'd make it vegan as well. It's burning my throat. My lips sweating too. Yeah, I think I'd go for like a vegan protein supplement. Just like a nice pea and hemp blend. I think I'd go like Oreo flavour. I do love Oreos or party rings. We tend to eat party rings quite a lot on the podcast.
We do. Party ring flavoured protein.
Party ring flavoured vegan protein. I'm going with that.
Right, Diamond, bring us to, this is the last kind of official sauce, isn't it? We've got maybe a bonus.
So this guy is called 0.68 seconds. It is supposedly the time it takes for the full impact of the sauce to hit.
Oh, really?
And the chilies in this is the Trinidad Scorpion. So good black hot.
Okay, Trinidad Scorpion peppers in this.
Now that's the name of a death metal band. This actually looks intimidating.
Let's both eat
doesn't
at the
it?
same time, so I feel like I'm going to be put off if I see you like wink. My hands are shaking.
Trinidad Scorpion, are you ready?
Right, cheers mate.
Cheers. Let's hear this question.
There it is.
Oh wow, yeah.
Okay, so
You couldn't eat much of that, like.
you have followed a very unconventional career path, Jason.
Yeah, I'll say I'm here, haven't I?
World traveling, world record breaking, professional extreme unicyclist isn't something you see every day. What would your advice be for someone that wanted to follow a career path that wasn't considered the norm? It's taking my breath away. Did Did you hear that? Or do I need to go again? Okay, cool.
Something about my job. Stay in school, then you won't have to do this for a living. No, if you want to, it's quite distracting, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you want to do something unconventional, it's probably the easiest time in history to be self-sufficient. So, you know, you can learn things on YouTube. You can buy like inexpensive equipment if you want to be kind of a videographer, photographer, or a designer, or any of these musician. So for creatives, it's a lot easier as well to get your work out there. So I would say, what would my advice be? Be patient. Work as much as you can. Get yourself out there. Get all the reps in, so to speak. Be patient. I'm really rambling now, but
I've not listened to a word you've said, I'm going to be honest.
be patient, be creative, and believe in yourself. And I'm sure Mufasa said something along those lines, didn't he? We've got one more.
Yeah.
The suicide. The suicide sauce. Dan, bring in the suicide sauce.
I also feel our amazing camera squad right here, Penn Mann Photography.
Oh yeah.
They are. We're going to give them a shout out because they've been amazing at helping us today. You guys are up for it?
Yeah, that's this idea.
So there's not as much to say about this. The recipe is top secret.
Whoa.
Okay.
But this is the stuff we give to people for our hot sauce challenge in the restaurant. And if you're familiar with the restaurant, you probably know it. The chilies look quite off-putting, but that's probably the coolest part of the whole thing. Really
The
just
chilies are the coolest part.
So put plenty on.
So just to give Wings a little nod once again, so they do a hot wings challenge here. They smother 5 wings in this sauce. If you complete it all, you get your name up on the wall, a picture up on the wall, I believe. So if anyone wants to come give it a go, do.
Mitch, I couldn't call myself Edinburgh's Evil Knievel and dab a little bit of sauce on this wing.
Are you going to go all out?
I could not be a self-respecting extreme sports superstar if I didn't go head in.
Okay.
So, you're going to copy me.
No, I'm not.
I'm not a huge enthusiast.
Dan, is that a lot?
That's a lot.
I mean, the people that come in to do the challenge do a lot more than that. But
There we go.
Oh, challenge accepted.
Yours, mate.
Let's not go crazy.
Okay, so
He knows how obnoxious I am.
Jason's smothered. Do you know what? I'm actually going to
That
go.
should be
Enough.
absolutely horrible.
Enough to get it.
This is the one sauce we don't design to be tasty.
Okay.
Oh, great.
By the way,
Come on, Rod.
show the camera.
Jason put at least 3 times more.
Show the camera.
Right, cheers all.
Cheers, cheers, cheers,
Here we go.
cheers.
I'm worried.
I've not got it yet.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's really hot.
I feel like that cartoon where the red starts to rise up the face.
Yeah. The steam out the ears.
Okay.
Spice this.
Mitch,
My hands are
his
shaking.
teeth are chattering.
I can feel it behind my eye.
Yeah, actually same.
Oh
I'm
god.
going to do it as well.
Yeah, it's quite painful after a while.
Oh god. I can't breathe out the way.
Don't finish the milk.
I think it's probably better for us that we've slowly built up to it.
Is it?
I think I'm melting.
Thank you very much for watching. We are just a bit tip. Thank you to Wings Restaurant for letting us do this.
Thanks, Wings.
Thank you, Daniel, as well, for giving us those
High
explanations.
style.
And we'll see you all again soon.
Keep on tipping.